Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another episode of the most offensive podcast ever. I'm Slimmy V, and today I'm going to be talking about Draymond Green sounding off on the WNBA pay gap. Okay? And of course, I'm going to let you hear it from the horse's mouth. I totally agree with what he's saying. By the way, that don't make me a sexist, but I agree with what he's saying and how he went about it. He laid it out perfectly well. Okay? But before I play the video, please consider hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet. Please do that and hit that notification bell so you could be notified every time I drop a video. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
They put the same time in that we put in. So I understand what they're saying. But I'm also, and I was hoping people didn't take it the wrong way. Obviously, some people did, whatever. If you can't read what I said and understand, that's your personal business.
You already know how people are going to take when someone is commenting on the pay gap, because if you disagree that a woman should not get as paid as much as a man, they're gonna look at you as a sexist pig and someone who just wants to take advantage of these women. Let me continue, because I hate this. As soon as you disagree with something and they don't want to hear why you disagree, they're gonna automatically say that you're a sexist pig and you are downing on women or whatever. Anyway, continue.
But I'm really tired of seeing them complain about the lack of pay because they're doing themselves a disservice by just complaining, and
right. They're not just complaining.
Huh?
They're not just complaining, really.
But they are, because they're not laying out steps that they can take to change that. And so
notice how Draymond Green shut that down real quick. He didn't mince his words. He said, they're not just complaining. He said, no, yes, they are. And he's about to explain as to what he means by that.
It's coming off as a complaint because the people that can change it, they're just going to continue to say, well, the revenue isn't there. The revenue isn't there. So if you don't bring in the revenue, we can't up your pay. They're going to keep using that. But the reality is, as true as that is, it's an excuse, because everyone says we support women. We support women empowerment. We support women in the workplace. We do this for women. We do X for women, blah, blah, blah. And everyone uses it to their advantage. Yet these women are not using these people that are saying those very things to their advantage. So then it just becomes a complaint that falls on deaf ears, because they're going to use the same excuse of the revenue isn't there. Well, how about all of these people that are running these big time companies with these huge marketing dollars, these huge marketing budgets, put that money towards telling the story of Diana Taurasi. Like I said on Twitter, we know the story of LeBron James. We've heard it a million times. Do you think those stories don't help the connection between a fan and understanding that player? It does, but no one puts the money towards the marketing of women. So as great as Diana Taurasi is, you don't know her story because these companies don't put money towards marketing women.
Okay, he is absolutely 100% correct. And the reason why they don't put all that money towards marketing these women is because when compare it, okay? And this is not in any way putting shade on a WNBA. But if you just wanted to tell the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth, and you want to compare NBA and WNBA, right? NBA, they are highly skilled, they're faster, they're stronger, they can dunk. In the WNBA, it tends not to be as exciting as the NBA. And that's the truth. There's no dunking in the game. Yeah, do they play the right way? They do play the right way, but there's something missing. They don't have that excitement. I think it was either Shaq or Barkley who suggested possibly lowering the rim. I think lowering the rim would make it a lot more exciting. To at least give them that access that if they have the ability to jump, that they could jump and dunk. Right? But again, I'm not throwing shade, but the the revenue's not there because people are not really attending the games. They find the game. It's not coming from me. This is coming from people that's comparing NBA and WNBA. They find the game to be somewhat boring. And what he's saying about the big marketing company are not providing this budget, just like how we know who LeBron James is, right? This should be telling the stories of these women, all right? Connecting these women with the fans because there's a connection. When you know who a certain player is in the WNBA, you have a connection. You want to go and watch them. You want to root for them. You know their downfalls. You know what they're struggling from. And then when you're watching the game, you're watching it now with a purpose. You're watching to root for them, to see them win, to see them bring a championship to their city. It's a lot fun when you know who they are. But we don't know who they are. They don't dunk. There's no excitement in that game. Again, I am not throwing shade. This is just the truth. There's things that they could do to kind of attract the audience a little bit more. Now, here's the so-called people that say, "Oh, no, we support the women's sport," but yet they want to open it up to the trans. How is that supporting the women's sport when you're gonna have a man who thinks he's a woman playing a WNBA, and he would definitely dominate. He would dominate. Okay? And that would not be fair. That's not supporting women. That's regressing the women's sport. As the women, WNBA came a long ways. It's there for at least, 2 decades by now? So when you look at it, it came a long way, but it has not progressed as much as it should have. And then they worry about the pay gap. It's like, you guys are not bringing in the revenue. You guys are not as exciting as the men. So it is what it is, but they do well, in terms of what they get. They're not getting as millions because people don't know who they are. So maybe the game should be a lot shorter. That'll make it a lot faster. Lower the basket to have women dunking. Like, you can't have maybe 1 or 2 dunks in a season. There's a lot of things that you could do to the women's sport to make it a lot more exciting than it is right now. And if you want to contribute, again, putting transgenders into women's sport does not help women. It helps men. Okay, let's get that straight. All right, so if you really believe in the women's sport, you're gonna put the money into it. You're going to tell the stories of these women like Draymond Green. I don't know if that's going to help because the game itself is not like the NBA. The NBA, they are very athletic. They are very fast. Okay, now when you even look at the women's soccer team, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Little League boys soccer team had beat the women professional team. It's something like that. So, there is a difference between men and women. I have a video of me saying, there's a difference between men and women, and I want to acknowledge that it is what it is, and we have to take it for what it is. Okay, this is not disparaging. This is not putting shade on women and their sports and who they are. No, it is what it is. This is a tough video to do. And what Draymond Green was saying, I believe it was hard for him to say, but these women have to hear that. Okay? Now, I'm sorry, but the truth has to be told about the women's sport. You want to make me watch the women's sport? Yo, I want to see some dunking. I want to see some fancy passing. I want to see fast. I want to see athleticism. I want to see all that all over the wood floor. But we're not getting that. It's slower pace. Look, I'm not gonna say anymore. I'm gonna let Draymond finish what he was saying, and then I'm gonna close it out.
So then if they don't put money towards marketing women, the revenue never grows, and it falls on deaf ears, and it comes off as a complaint because no one's going to act on it. So if no one acts on it, and you keep saying the same thing over and over, it's going to come off as a complaint, as opposed to holding these people accountable that say, we support women. Women empowerment this. We're doing all of these things for Women Empowerment Month, but they don't put their money behind it. They put their mouths up, but they don't put their money behind it. So it comes off as a complaint, and you're taking me saying it comes off as a complaint in a negative way, as if I'm saying, stop complaining. And I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is they're going to keep saying the same thing. If you keep saying the same thing over and over and over again, you're going to sound like you're complaining. When in fact, take that complaint and call out these people that say we support women empowerment. Why are they not putting this money towards growing this revenue and growing this business if you support women empowerment so much?
I don't believe that they can. I don't believe these corporations believe that these women are excited enough to watch. They're just saying it because it sounds good to say. It sounds respectful to say. And I'm telling you, this may sound offensive, but these companies, they just saying it to kind of, get brownie points. But you ain't get no points because when you keep saying it and then you don't see the revenue, this is why these women are complaining. You keep saying that we're doing this, we deserve this, we deserve that, and you got our backs, but what are you really doing for us? Do you really believe in our sport and what we can do? Do you really believe in it? And the thing is, look, the sport is what it is. Okay? Look, if I had a daughter, I would love for her to play ball and go to the NBA, and what you get from it is what you get from it. It is what it is. I love basketball that much that when there's nothing on and I see a WNBA game, I'm going to skim through it because I like that game that much. But I am not running home from work to choose to watch an NBA or WNBA game. That's not going to be my plan. I'm not going to sit at work and be like, ooh, I can't wait to go and watch whatever, the New York Liberty. I'm not planning my day to run home to go and watch the New York Liberty play. I'm not doing that. But if it's like NBA, like, ooh, okay, the Warriors are playing the Brooklyn Nets. Oh, I am preparing my day for this. And I don't see people doing that. And for them to say that they do that, they lying. Something has got to happen. These companies that's promising this and promising that, they don't really believe in it. And I'm not sitting here downing them. I'm rooting for them. I want them to be excited. I want something to watch all year round. Heck, man, Ice Cube with the 3-on-3 is more exciting than the WNBA. So to sit here and to lie to them and to make them believe this, that to me is worse. That to me is worse. Okay? So, look, if you're not offended, you're not listening. I'm Slimmy V, and this is the most offensive podcast ever. God bless, stress less, and let Yahweh give you rest. I'm out. Peace.